hard it is to see your own work. And I said there were two things that were really hard for an artist. One is to really be able to see his own work as if he didn't make it. But the other thing that's really hard for any artist is knowing when to stop. Because it's the more work is destroyed by having too much than having too little. Too little doesn't happen very often. Too much happens a lot. So people just don't stop when they should stop. I mean, this would be very interesting in a situation like the Biennale, because it would be the only place that's really nature in the whole Biennale. You know, it's a jungle, and it's not a false jungle, a fake jungle. It's a real wild place, right here. But small enough to, and with natural boundaries, not artificial boundaries, the water. What I'm trying to think about is the possibility of getting away from the museum. The Biennale is like one museum and another museum and another museum, the pavilions, and it's all art in kind of public, official space. And sometimes there's an open field, but it's like a garden or a lawn. It's not really nature. No. But this is a really separate. This is not a museum. What I want is to work with the idea of kind of making marks in memory more than in reality. There doesn't have to be a mark in every place. It's like rhythm. It's like music. You know, it's like you set up a kind of punctuation, a rhythm. But my job is to make you look at what's already there in a different way. And here, what I need to do is to in a way just isolate places, part of this thing, but then at the same time tie them together. So ideally, I create a situation in which you look at the staircase in the same way you look at the line of stones. And you look at the line of stones, and in the same way that you look at this staircase that suddenly becomes a real architectural sculpture. You know? But the whole thing has to come together as a place. What I did and what's already there. The idea of a ruin, the idea of a building that's dying, that's going back to the earth. What is a kind of ruin for a building is a jungle for the land. I mean, it's funny because one is an almost negative term and the other isn't. You know, the landscape is overgrown, you know, and it becomes wild. But I want them to look like you don't know why they were put there, but they belong there.